Hello. How are you? Who do I have here? Who do I have? Check in. Hi, I'm Luna. Check in. Tell me who you are, where you're watching from. Let everybody see who you are. I feel like I want to have my. Oh, okay. I need to be able to hear my ocean waves a little bit without hearing my channel. 10 seconds late. So, hi, Sandy. What's up, witches? Good to have you here. Where are you coming from? Where are you hanging out? Where are you on this planet tonight? Let's start with the check-in. Um, Tell me where you're watching from, because you know that gives me a special thrill, and just how you're doing. I mean, really, how you're doing. Um, we are in the shadow of a Mercury retro. Just so you know, let me pop a chart up here. Let me get myself out of the way. Um, Hold up. There we go. All right. So here's where we're at right now, and this is a real-time clock. So for where I am, this is where the house cusps are, and you'll see it if we're on this long enough. You'll see the house cusps ticking through, or actually you'll see this wheel turning that way as the ascendant ticks through the signs. At any rate, this Mercury retro snuck up on me. Um, I think, we feel like we've been in a chronic traumatic Mercury retro for the last, what, 7 months now. Um, it's been really tough, and usually I'm really aware, especially when we hit the shadow, because it hits pretty hard. And this time, what I noticed was when I was shooting videos last week, um, I was fumbling my words all over the place and switching things, switching words around and doing unerspisms, spoonerisms, where you switch the beginning and the middle of the word. And it was like, what's going on? And I looked over at my little list, and it's like, oh, fuck, we're in the shadow of a Mercury retro. In my recent experience, which is like the last 15 years or so, it seems to me that the shadow is almost worse than the actual retro, because it's like, here's, you get to see the territory that will be affected, and it's sort of like a preview of coming attractions. Hi, Lisa. Hi. Yeah, over and done with everything. No shit. So um, it's been just, fumbling around with things, and then trying to move things forward, and really hitting that, feeling like you're running through mud. And so I, stopped to have a look, and usually I put out a little warning when we're about to hit the shadow, but this one took me by surprise. So it turns on the 13th, which is next Tuesday. Yes, next Tuesday? Yes. Wrong way. Hold on. Next Tuesday at 9:05 p.m. Eastern. So Tuesday evening. And this retrograde is going to be entirely in the sign of Scorpio. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bail out of this real time, and I'm going to pull up a different chart. I'm just going to pull up the transit chart, because this one I can animate and I can tick it through the retro. So here we are today. Wait, you can't see that. There we are. There we are today. And if I tick through, so here's, I gotta put my cursor on the right screen. Here's Mercury, if you can see my cursor bopping around over here. It shows up black on black. I don't know why. Up in the 8th house is Mercury in Scorpio. And as we tick through to the 13th, you see it goes stationary. You see that little S pop up at Mercury there. That means it's stationary, and then the next day it's stationary retro, and then we're into the actual retrograde. So this is saying, yes, the 13th is when it comes to a dead stop. That's the stationary. And then it begins to move backwards. So let's tick through. We're retro, and we see that we're going to come into conjunction with the sun. Not an unusual thing for Mercury. It's never that far from the sun. But that's going to shine a light on your creativity, your self-expression, and that retrograde Mercury. So let's talk about retros in general. Overall, a retrograde planet says the energy is not available on a practical level. It goes underground, it goes internal, it goes subjective. So it just makes things harder to access and on a practical level. The things that are harder to access: communication, logistics, scheduling, writing, speaking, thinking, things you do with your hands. These are all Mercury things. Dexterity is ruled by Mercury, the opposable thumb, So anything that can be scheduled, any operation that can be performed, any communication that can be made, all can go haywire. But the cardinal rules for a Mercury retro are do not sign contracts if you can help it. There's a big asterisk with all of these. If you can help it, do not sign contracts. Do not purchase big ticket items, especially electronics, cars, houses, things like that. And usually big ticket items like that require you entering into a contract, like a mortgage or a loan. So, those go together. And don't schedule anything really important that cannot be, unless it can't be scheduled any other time. And that asterisk says, if you can't help it, if you have to do these things, call in all your helpers, to have a big talk with your guides ahead of time and say, I can't avoid this. Here's what I need to do. Here's what I need from you. Please, please, please. Let this be smooth sailing, and it will be the way it will be. And then you just have to trust. You got to trust your guides. So my experience with retros, really fun to watch presenters on TV flipping their words around. The Olympics with Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding and that whole debacle, and where every skater fell on their ass. I mean, every was on a Mercury retro. But the point is, logistical life just gets a little weird. I'm sorry, I've got something near my eye here. So you need to, and if you have to sign a contract, you have somebody else read it. You make sure a lawyer has read it. You make sure everything has been gone over, because what happens during a retro is anything that needs to be revised, reset, revisited, recalculated, renegotiated, all those things come up for revision. So, there's no need to dread it, because we don't want a self-fulfilling prophecy here. It could be totally smooth sailing. And you can tell, you can have a good idea of how things are going to go by where this retrograde is going to happen in your chart. So, of course, you have to have an accurate birth time. You have to have a natal chart to know where Scorpio lands in your chart. This entire retrograde period is going to happen in my 12th house. So having the disorders that I have, I am very well aware, and I just step up my practice, my meditation, my prayer practice, my mantra practice, and try really hard not to get frustrated, and not to overreach in the things that I want to accomplish, because I'm going to be going a little bit slower. But I want to tell you that I'm doing a big launch on Monday. And I'm saying it out loud so that I stick to this, because I was aiming for the new moon in October, and then I went, oh no, that new moon is on a Mercury retro. So I am opting for Monday evening, when the moon will be conjunct my midheaven. And what I am launching is my Patreon and my Discord. So I have a Discord server, and there's going to be voice chats and ways that we can get together and actually have a conversation with each other. And I'm so looking forward to this. I have some more figuring out to do. My daughter is helping me out just to get things set, for the launch. But now that I've said it out loud, there's no backing up. So I look forward to having you as patrons. I'm not going to tell you all about it now. I'll do a video that launches it. At any rate, let's look at where we're at tonight. Let me know if you have any questions about this. And wait a minute. I want to go back through this so we can see where Mercury is going. All right. So the entire thing, actually, it ends up in Libra. It's in my entire 12th house, but it does back up into Libra. So right on October 28th, coming up on the full moon, the blue moon of October, Mercury is going to back up into Libra. Now, Mercury retrograding in Scorpio on its own makes things even more intense, because Mercury in Scorpio makes things tend to black and white. It makes our thinking and our perception run to the extremes and to the black and white. And we lose sight of the gray area. So when this goes underground, I mean, we can just lock in these tense ways of thinking and extreme ways of thinking. So when we look at what's happening over this next month with droves of people going to the polls and voting on a Mercury retro, I mean, holy shit. So every morning, I mean, my prayers and my mantras are going up to just, please get us through this. But I also have to tell you, I've been getting some really good feelings lately, like really good feelings that we're going to get out of this, somehow. Anyway, so on the 28th is when Mercury backs up into Libra, and things will get a little bit less intense. I think there will be a little more, looking to negotiate, because that's what Libra does. Mercury in Libra is the negotiator. Let's talk about terms. Let's work this out. And then we get to November 3rd is when it turns direct again. And so, what am I doing here? Okay. Yep. And then we're back into Scorpio, and off we go. So knowing where this is going to retrograde in your chart just gives you more of a refined preview. For me, it's more about the subconscious, what I've got going on under the surface, and I've seen some previews of that in recent days. So I need to be on it. I need to be aware of the underground stream and what it's doing. All right. So let's get to some readings, huh? Yay for Patreon and Discord. I know. I'm very excited about it. And I have to say, I've been working on computers since the 80s, when they started putting them in offices. And I've never been afraid of them. And, I have my sun conjuncting Uranus, so technology doesn't give me fits. However, my brain is getting older, and there are certain things. It's like when the cloud happened, I could not for the life of me wrap my head around what the fucking cloud was. Well, so where is my stuff going? That was my big question. Where is my stuff going? That it's just out there somewhere. It was freaking me out. And then I learned about, servers and shit. But Discord is kind of blowing my mind in that way. It's just like, wait, what's happening? Okay, so it's starting to gel, and I'm going to go slowly, but just the idea that we can have a frickin' conversation. So the things that I'm starting, the voice channels that I want to have are about astrology. There's one called Readers Roundtable, where I will pop in there, and hopefully we'll have some scheduled times, and I will pop into that channel, and we can all pull out our favorite deck and focus on one topic, and just do some serious reading and see what we come up with. There's one called the Easy Bake Coven. And I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to think about a new phase. And again, I know that I have to go very slowly because um, it's very easy for me to get ahead of myself, with great creative ideas, and then I can't keep up with it, and then that kicks off all the bad Neptune stuff. So, and the bad Neptune stuff is just feeling worthless. So, we're not going to do that. We're going to go nice and slow, but I know you guys are there to help me out, and I really look forward to hearing your voices. Seriously. Okay, what do I have here tonight? I have my karma cards, so we'll know who we're reading for. I have the Hanson Roberts, but this is a clean Hanson Roberts. This is not my, here, you got to see this. So this is not my professional reading Hanson Roberts. This is the one that I read with. Yeah, it's been around the bend a few times. I mean, it's like gross. Look at this. It's got like, ew. And I was going to use that one, but I thought, no, I'm going to use this one because this one needs to go into training. This one does not work like that one. That one was a gift deck. This one I bought for myself. So you get a training run tonight. So let's shuffle them up. But before we do that, let me offer you a smoke cleanse. I had this cooking when I got started. And I'd like to invite you, while you're waiting on me, to drop your thoughts down into your body. Drop your thinking, your mind, your awareness just down into your body, down low, down to your bucket. And I offer you a smoke cleanse. If you have some sage, fire it up. And I offer that smudge to the world. I offer it to cleanse this atmosphere, cleanse this charged atmosphere, cleansing out anger, hatred, frustration, sadness, ill health. Every place that this video is seen, every place that can see that smoke moving, may you feel the cleansing of this sage. And I gotta say, sinus-wise, it's been bad too. I don't know where, how things are where you are. But here, it's all the fall pollen. And not only that, it's all the particulates from out west where the fires are still burning. Oh, they're so stiff. Oops. Hold on. There. Now I can see. All right, there's 3 more other than Sandy and Lisa. Who are ya? Pop in so we can say hi. It's a very familiar shuffle, though. I've been using this deck for 30 years. It's a very handy deck. It fits so nicely in the hand, and it's just the right size that it can still shuffle. Any smaller, you wouldn't be able to, because they wouldn't bend. All right. And this is the Mists of Avalon Oracle. I remember, when I did the unboxing for this and being so disappointed that it really didn't follow the Mists of Avalon book, and then finding out it's an awesome deck. And I have my Hanson Roberts little white book next to me, too. I find that it's a good thing when you've used a deck for a while. Hi, Annette. Oh, on the road. Oh, my God. Don't watch me while you're driving. I'm I'm sure you're just listening. But when you've been using a deck for a long time and you've really made it your own, sometimes we can sort of narrow the meanings away from what the original intent was, what's in the book. And it can help refresh things because you've got the certain meanings that are really yours locked in. And so it's nice to look back to the book every once in a while and get a refresher on, oh yeah, they're saying this about this card. And it can just kind of broaden and deepen your understanding of the card. All right, let me push these aside a little bit so I don't choke myself out, because that's been happening with all the stuff in the air. So if you hear me, that's why. All right. All right, everybody's shuffled and awake. Now, let's ask our allies and ancestors, guides and guardians, to come be present now. Come and blend your energy with ours, and let's have a conversation. Please be present in the tools that I've chosen to use tonight. Please communicate, and I will ask my guides to help me hear clearly. Lloyd, please help me hear clearly on this shadow of a retro. We welcome you with water and earth, with fire and air. I'll tell you what, I am going through the charcoals these days. Every day. But now we buy it by the box. Gone are the days of the roll here and the roll there. All right, and we'll do these as well too. All right, I need a drink of water. And off we go. Who are we speaking to first? Aquarius. What Aquarids do I have out there? And here I go rearranging the furniture. All right, these are going off to that side. Swear to God. All right. What does Aquarius need to know for my Aquarian friends? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Your ruling planet is retrograde for, I think it's a couple more months. Oops. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm just going to take these. These are coming face up. So we're going to go 3 face up. All right. So look, they're so clean. This is flipping me out, man. I'm so used to these images, but they're spanking clean. Okay. So we definitely need to set some boundaries here, Aquarius. It is time for you to say what you need to say to someone, to define something very clearly. Here's how far I will go and no farther. Here's how far I will let you in and no farther. Okay? Justice says you're the one that has to make sure things are in balance and where they need to be. You're the one that has to say, here's what I need. Here's what is just for me. And 9 of Rods talks about setting boundaries. And so just being very, very clear. And from now until the retro next Tuesday, anything that you need to negotiate or work out or plan, make sure you do it in great specific detail. That's in general for everybody, but particularly here. And 8 of Cups talks about Aquarius finally letting go of an old emotional load. All right. This is kind of like I've finally realized a place where I'm just not appreciated the way I want to be. The best that I have to offer is not received in that way and not valued in that way. So it is time for me to say, here's what I need. Here's what's fair for me. Here's what I'm worth. Set that boundary, draw that line in the sand, and then walk away from it. Whether I mean, it can be a disappointment sometimes when you have to walk away from something because they just don't value you, whether this is a job, a relationship, um, saying, you know, okay, here's what I need to be paid. And they say, I'm sorry, we can't do that. And you say, okay, and you walk away. It can be a very sad thing, but you have to stick to what you're worth. You know, that's the most important thing. And from the Mists of Avalon, we have respect, self esteem, opportunity, and confidence. Absolutely. Aquarius, this is all about having respect for yourself, claiming your value, um, and being confident and taking, you know, making an opportunity for yourself based on here's what I know I'm worth. Okay? All right. Next up is Scorpio. We're hitting the fixed signs out of the chute. Oh, my back just cracked. Yay. I'm starting, and this is freaking me out. The day after Mercury turns, I'm starting my next round of shots in my back. It's okay. My guides are on it. You know? I had half my thyroid removed on a Mercury retro because I had to do it. My insurance was running out. And I had this huge goiter, this big growth that was pushing my windpipe off center. And they told me that, oh, sea glass, yay, I'm glad. I'm glad that hit for you. I was told, like, the month before I was going in to have 2 surgeries. And the day before I went in, I saw this anesthesiologist who's looking down my throat to see if they could intubate me because everything was getting pushed, and tells me, you realize that you can end up permanently hoarse from this surgery, right? And I'm a singer and I use my voice for magic. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I only did the 1 surgery. The day after that was like a hernia repair. And then insurance was running out, and it's like, I really need to get this surgery done. So I went to my altar. I laid myself like flat down on my face on the floor. And I had a chat with the goddess, and I said, I am giving you my voice. It is yours. It is yours 100%. So you don't have to take it from me. I'm giving it to you. And for a couple months afterwards, I was hoarse. I couldn't talk above a certain volume without my cords rattling. But then, like in September, everything cleared up and my voice got clearer than it had ever been. So there's a story. Okay, Scorpio. Boom. Here comes the High Priestess. All right, Scorpio with Mercury retrograde through Scorpio. Okay, we've got a couple more. Looky there. Whew, boy, the psychic energy is going to be off the fucking hook. All right. So with Mercury with Mercury retrograde, we don't think practically. We think much more intuitively, much more emotionally, particularly when it's in a water sign. So with a retrograde Mercury going through your sign, Scorpio, watch your thoughts. Don't believe them. Okay, this is where Buddhist practice comes in. The practice either of Zazen, where you sit and just let your brain do what it does. You know, you focus on your out breath. And when your mind starts doing shit, your job is just to go, there's a thought, and watch it go. Okay, there's a thought, and watch it go. Don't follow them. Don't buy into them. Don't make stories from them. It's going to be more difficult to do. But then again, I mean, Mercury in Scorpio is capable of penetrating deeply into things. Scorpio, penetration, you know? So yeah, this is calling that to the fore, the intuitive. This is the inner knowing, the knowing without being able to put it into words, just that sureness. This is Cassandra syndrome, where you can very clearly see what's going on and you just can't put it into words, or nobody will believe you, or nobody understands what you're trying to say. Queen of Cups here is more the practical psychic stuff. So what I want you to do, Scorpio, is kind of play a game with yourself. And when you have things pop into your head, say it to somebody so you can start getting validated on your gifts of insight and intuition and psychic ability. Knight of Rods on the middle there says, Scorpio, a good thing for you to do during this time is work on your home. Make some changes in your home. This can talk about actually changing residences, moving. Or so my pecking order goes change of residence, number one, change within the residence, number two, somebody moving in, somebody moving out. Number three is change of the residence inside, just updating something, painting, rearranging, big deep clean, something that just kind of updates the residence. So the sense that I'm getting is you go and start working on your home, and you're going to be like in this magical headspace and just making things better, making it a better functioning space, a neater, more organized space that helps you, feel more peaceful. Whoa. Did you see that shoot out of there? I think I had my hands back too far, but it just like, whoo, floated out of the deck. Okay, so Scorpio, pay attention to your thoughts, but don't buy into them. Pay attention to your feelings, let them inform you, but then, don't make decisions without your eyes open. And then put that energy, put a lot of the frustrating energy of Mercury retro through your sign into updating your residence in a very intuitive way. Make it a magical place. When I clean, like when I clean my altar, but when I just clean the house, I use very hot water, no chemicals of any kind, and I put drops of essential oil in, and I usually use frankincense and a little bit of patchouli and some lotus oil. Those are my big three. Sandalwood, but sandalwood is so expensive. I will put just a drop of sandalwood in. You can use lavender, whatever smells you like, but don't do it heavily. And just that's what I clean with is hot water and essential oils and a wash rag. And as I'm cleaning, I'm blessing everything. Clean mindfully. That can help a lot. All right. Here we have Taliesin, poetry, creativity, storytelling, and divination. Okay, divination, yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, come on, it's Samhain month. We're coming up on Samhain. Samhain is for scrying. Samhain is for divination. Samhain is for piercing the veil because the veil is so thin. So time to really get your divination skills together, Scorpio. Again, start saying the things that are popping up in your mind just so you can get that validation that you are, in fact, psychic. And then pour some of that good, loving, magical energy into your residence. And create poetry and love through pouring that magical energy into your residence. And I mean, I'm loving these because who needs to reach for a book when you got 4 keywords on there? Heck yeah. All right. Yeah, Sea Glass, I started doing this in the beginning just to have like a tarot and an oracle deck. And I have seen others do it. It wasn't my original idea. But I like it too. It just kind of, it's fun to watch them back each other up. Sort of like when I do readings, my favorite reading to do is a combination of tarot and astrology because they back each other up 100%. And I always do cards first because that really shows us, here's the reality of it. The chart deals in potentials, but we look at the reality of it. We know how things are manifesting. And then I go to the chart and I can say, here's how long it's going to be going on. Here's what's kicking it off. Here's the energies that are available to use. So they quit using you. And here's for how long. Oop. Oh, we didn't see who we're reading for. Hold on. Next up is Taurus. Oop. All right, we're going to take that one since that one wanted to stay off the deck. Oh. All right. I'll take the top off of that one. Okay. Taurus, wow. All right. It can be really hard to feel joy right now. Um, but it depends on where your focus is. Because you see the Queen of Swords here. This is the disgruntled woman or the armored woman. I look at her as having armor on. That's there for a damn good reason, but when this comes up, we always have to question, is the armor still necessary? Or is it closing me off from more than it's protecting me from, you know? So because she's got her back turned on the sun here, and the sun is empowerment. The sun is your power center, you know? It's your sphere of influence. It's the area over which you shine your light. So this is your sphere of influence. This is the area that you have an influence over, the things that you can actively affect. And she's got her back turned. And then there's Eight of Rods. Okay, hold on. It's just time, Taurus, to quit bitching and take the bull by the horns. Grab a hold of the reins rather than turning around and just being grumpy and staying safe in the it'll never work and never taking a risk. It is time for you to remember the joy of creating, of being who you are, what it feels like to stand in your power, and take the fucking armor off so you can feel that warm sun on you again. All right. And then things can move forward creatively. Look at those wands. Pew! Shooting forward. But she's got everything. I mean, we got a baby on a horse. Wee! And we got wands going wee, and her in the middle locked down. So, you're going to have to figure out how to start generating that joy again, Taurus. But I think the main thing is you've got to like speak the disgruntlement, get it out of your system so it's not gnawing at you so that you can move on. Because there's a lot of creative energy to be had here. I'm hearing the phrase, it'll never work. Well, then find a way that will work. And look what we have again. Taliesin. Did you see him flip out of the deck? So here's a pattern starting, and this one is poetry and divination and storytelling and creativity. So it's time to tell your story in a creative way. It's time to write some poetry. Maybe this is the woundedness that needs to be written about and needs to be expressed, Taurus. I have a wound. It needs to be expressed so that I can begin to heal. And when you take the armor off and you can look at the wound and write about it in a way that resonates with other people. Create some poetry. Tell your story, Taurus. There it is. See, he cleared it right the fuck up, didn't he? Okay. Who's next? Gemini. Well, we were on a roll with the fixed signs there. And Gemini, we're in a Gemini moon tonight. So communication is a little bit easier for me tonight. So far, I just heard, don't count your chickens. Okay. I won't count my chickens. All right, Gemini. Okay. Pulling from this wad. I still am just gobsmacked at how clean these cards are. All right, Death card in the middle and a 4 on either side. 4s are foundational. They're stable. So we've got Death in the middle here, which is a call to finally end something for good and for real, Gemini. Something needs to come to an end. And with your ruling planet Mercury transiting through Scorpio right now, Scorpio that rules death and rebirth, this is, you know, something to be thinking about. And at Samhain, at this time of the year, this is something to be thinking about. What are we harvesting? What are we going to take? What is the pith? What is the lesson? What are the riches that we are going to harvest from this last period of time from Beltane to Samhain? And think about May. May 1st. We were under this lockdown until Samhain. And go back and think about everything and how it's unfolded and look at what good has come of this. What can I take out of this that's going to feed me from now on? You know, what are the gems hiding in this pile of shit? And then once you harvest that, then you can let go of what needs to go for good, because death is a card of change and it means final change, not ever going back. Hi, Anne. Hi, Anne. Hi. Wee. Okay. Four of Swords talks about a fucking break and a rest, a moratorium here. So this is, hold on. And then this, on this side, the Four of Rods talks about a collaboration. Okay, hold on. All right, let's go here. Let's see what Hanson Roberts, and I'm trying to stay away from, you know, my usual when I'm reading for an individual, because I'm remembering that I'm reading for a gang. All right. Respite, rest after illness, repose, replenishment, solitude, exile, retreat, temporary seclusion. All right. Geminis don't do solitude too well, but if you're going to do it with your ruling planet in Scorpio or your ruling planet in Pisces would be the easiest times to do it. Scorpio is more about privacy. Pisces, you know, people not knowing my business, Pisces is more about isolation. Get the fuck away from me, everybody. You know, psychic clear space. So in Scorpio, look at what comes to an end. It's time for you to take a break and a rest from something. And I just heard beating a dead horse. So whatever has played itself out, it's time for it to go to bed now. And then Four of Rods says, and then we start a new collaboration. A brand new collaboration and blending of creative energies. But we got to take care of the rest and the break and the ending first. All right. And we have Nimue here. And this was the same one that came up the first time. So we've had 4 signs and we've only had 2 cards come out of this deck. This is respect, self-esteem, opportunity, and confidence. All right. So respect and self-esteem here, Gemini, has to do with finally realizing that this has come to an end. It's kind of being honest with yourself and saying that this really has run its course. It's time for it to be done. This particularly if you have been ill, okay? You really, 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 really need to rest. And then you can close the door on that chapter because you've got a lot of collaboration to do. So, all right, Gemini. It's Mercury through Scorpio. Man, things are going to get intense. And I mean, it's perfect for Samhain. It's perfect for Samhain. We have been watching classic horror movies every night since October 1st. And we've seen Night of the Living Dead, and we've seen Forbidden Planet, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Bride of Frankenstein, and other ones. Oh, The Thing from Another World we saw last night, which was very good. Okay, Pisces is up next. So that's one thing we're doing. We've got the Samhain decorations out. I found some black webbing stuff to put out on our porch, which is pretty awesome. And we have this big, furry black and purple spider that goes out there. And we have a bat that actually flies around the living room. It hangs from a thing, and you turn him on, and he flaps, and he flies around in a circle, and the cats lose their fucking minds. It's awesome. Okay. Pisces. All right. The Chariot. Places to go. Things to do. Pisces, you're in the driver's seat. It's time for you to accept the responsibility of being in the driver's seat and stop saying, I don't have a choice, I don't have a choice. There is a choice before you, in fact. The Chariot can talk about there's a choice of ways for you to go. And so I'm looking at these lines here. All right. So these two are very interesting together. The Thief card and the Nine of Rods, which talks about boundaries and guardian, being guardian of your territory, protection. So where have you been taken advantage of? Where do you feel, Pisces, that you're still being taken advantage of? It's time to set a boundary and say something about it. There's a theme going on tonight here. But the Chariot says it's time for you to move ahead and stop whatever is taking your energy, whatever is robbing you of energy and not getting you anywhere. That's the Thief card. So activities that are taking more than they're giving you, whether these are escapist activities or things that are just fun or favors you're doing for people, if they are taking more from you than they're giving. Or if, you're assuming that somebody was going to repay you in kind or, something like that, and you're not getting that back and feeling taken advantage of, set a boundary. Resentment is always a red flag that we need to say no to something. When you're feeling resentful about something that's actively going on, it says that there's a boundary that needs to be set and you need to say something about it. Okay. But that Chariot says things are definitely in motion for you, Pisces. And that's a good thing in this time of standstill. Okay, we've got Merlin here. Magic, alchemy, equilibrium, and perception. So remember, Pisces, it all is on how you tell the story to yourself in your head. Whether you're the victim or whether you are the winner, the conqueror, whether you're empowered. It all depends on how you tell yourself the story. So that's perception. You can say, this is what's happening, but remind yourself, this is my interpretation of what's happening. There is no such thing as absolute reality or absolute truth. It's all a dance of combining energies, and it's all perception and interpretation. So maybe if you're making yourself into a victim and you've set a boundary, then it's time to step out of the victim role and say, I'm not going to be a victim here anymore. If it continues to go on, it's my fault. Okay? So time to check your perceptions and then do some magic around it. If you need things to go in a different direction than where they're going, maybe do some magic around it, do some visualization around it, and always, always visualizing the best possible outcome. When you visualize things for your spell work or your meditation, I always put in there this or something better. Here's what I'm looking for, this or something better. Who is up next? Cancer. Thirsty tonight. I just got, I call them joy jolts. It's just like this cascade of happy. I've been getting this lately, and it kind of takes me aback. And I know it comes from my guides. And I know that times in my life when things have been the worst, like when I was very young and terribly depressed, and I would get these, and it would just give me this rush of, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And I've been getting a lot of those lately. So I want to tell you that everything's going to be okay. In somehow, in some way, someday. And today, too. Maybe just by looking at what's going on today and asking yourself what's okay. What was really okay about today? Because I said something on a recent video about my overarching thing is not okay, because there's just so much shit going on. But I think I want to revise that and say my overarching is okay, but right underneath that is so much not okay. So again, reminding yourself and letting yourself be aware of what really is okay. Okay, we've got, they're coming up face up, so I'm going to do this like I did last time. And we got 2 majors for Cancer. All right. Queen of Rods, the Tower, and the Emperor. Ooh, ooh. Boy, am I tempted to go into current events. The Emperor and the Tower. All right. The Emperor talks about authority and decision making. The buck stops with you. So, Cancer, what is there that you really have to make a decision on now that you're avoiding, maybe, you know, or just there's a decision before you? And the Tower next to it. Wow. All right. Something's breaking down. Something is rocking and rolling, Cancer. Earth is shaking, okay? Things are up in the air. And the Emperor needs to make some decisions about whatever you are able to make decisions about right now in this time of great change. The Tower is another card of change. All the majors that deal with change, you know, the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card and Judgment and the Tower and the Death card. Those are all cards of change. The Tower is sudden, unexpected change, unplanned change. All right? Seismic change. So foundations getting shaken. But the Emperor is there to remind you that you still are in charge. You still are in charge of your life and in charge of making decisions about your life. Things, a lot of the time with the Tower, things are breaking down because you've outgrown them. So looking at what's outworn, what's outgrown, what just doesn't serve anymore and is falling apart. What's falling apart? It's time to get rid of what's falling apart and make some decisions to replace them. Queen of Rods over here talks about making sure that you go to your friends for comfort. This talks about talking to someone about it. So when the emotions get to you, Cancer, go to a friend, talk to them about it. You know, unload and see, you know, let them give you some comfort. Let them mother you for a change. Cancer, the mother of everybody. Okay. This is the Chalice Well. Sanctuary, creative force, Mother Earth, and flow. So sanctuary, yes, finding your safe place and your safe people and being able to go and be with those people and get comfort from them. Mother Earth, flow, so very Cancer. So making sure that you're doing a good grounding meditation every day, making sure that you are staying low to the ground as far as connecting with nature, keeping roots down into the earth, keeping in touch with your body, you know, so you're not just all up in your head or in your feelings during this Mercury retro. All right, Cancer. And then what else did we have here? Flow. Yes, going with the flow of things. But the Emperor says not you know, to an extreme. You go with the flow, but you're making decisions and making sure that you stay, you know, the boss of things. All right. That one didn't feel very clear to me. All right. Libra's up next. All right, who else is here? If you haven't checked in, pop over to chat and say hi and let me know where you're watching from. Okay. We've got 2. No, we've got 3. And there they are. I think this is the first triple that didn't have a major in it. Maybe. I don't remember what the first one was. Anyway. 5 of Cups, Page of Cups, and 3 of Rods. Okay, Libra. So Mercury will be spending a little bit of time in Libra. If you are late in Libra, late degree Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, and so I think it got to 26 Libra when it turns direct again. Hello, hi, Alan from Mexico. Yay, that's awesome. All right. So Mercury retro is going to spend some time in Libra. Um, so be aware of that. You know, things can get a little bit heavy for you there, or just ultra confusing. So here we've got dealing with some disappointments and really looking at the dissatisfaction that is now tipping over into sadness and grief, you know, that's causing a lot of stress. So look at where dissatisfaction is pointing you in the direction of something that needs to be adjusted. Look at Page of Cups here. When we're dissatisfied with the externals, everything out there, nothing's right, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, it's time to look internally and say, you know, what is it that is really got me unsettled internally? And with Mercury retrograde in your sign towards the end of the month there, um, you're you're going to be feeling that. Okay, it's going to be a good time to look inside. Page of Cups talks about meditation, just awareness, really, you know, doing that internal inventory, I guess, taking stock of things. Three of Rods talks about ships coming in, that there are results that you're seeing now. And so we look at the results where we're at right now and acknowledge, how is this the result of what I have chosen? How did my choices lead me to this place where I am now? And if I don't like where I am now, then it's time to make some different choices. But looking inside, really connecting with the emotional body there, Libra, and looking at how you can, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Not get right with yourself, but just be in contact with yourself, being deeply connected with your own feelings, since Libra really does look outward a lot and what other people are thinking and what they're feeling, what their opinion is. This is to really check in with yourself, Libra, and get your, you know, validate your own opinion. Okay. And we have Morgan Le Fay. Fate, intuition, prophecy, magic. Okay, intuition, for sure, there. Looking in, validating your own intuition. And let's see, fate, prophecy, magic. I guess this is looking at things more on that lifetime scale, you know. What is your fate? What is your destiny? And kind of looking deep inside and connecting with that. And look at the magic that you want to do for Samhain. Remember that Samhain is a solar festival. And the solar festivals we don't have to work for. You know, when you do your lunar rituals, when you have Esbats, you do magic. That's where you do spell work. When here's something I need and I need to, you know, cook up this energy and really work for it. On the solar festivals, the seasonal festivals, we are celebrating the energy of that season, and Samhain is the peak of fall. So the peak of death energy, of change energy, of things dying and going away, which if that didn't happen, imagine what this planet would be. So it is the celebration of the fact that things do end. Thank the gods for that. Think of how many things in your life you are very, very, very glad came to an end. All right? Celebrating that. So look at the kind of magic that you want to do for Samhain and what you want to harvest. So it's not just about things ending. It's about, and I have been enriched by this. And I embrace the ending, and then we move forward into, you know, the deep, deep internal of the winter. So, yeah. All right, Libra. My God, has it been an hour already? Yikes. Virgo's up next. Hi, Sheila. Streetsboro. I'm in Kent, Sheila. That's pretty wacky. Do I know you? That's pretty freaking wacky. All right. Virgo. So some of the things you can look forward to on my Discord, you will finally be able to have instructions on how to have a reading with me because I don't have a website and I have had that road blocked so many times and I'm not interested in maintaining a website. So it seems that Discord has shown up to be the wonderful wave of the future you wanted to come out. So you'll be able to schedule and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. All right. So again, we have no major here. The Four of Swords comes out again, and they came flying out the deck. All right. Money, Virgo. It's all about your finances. It's all about your resources. King of Pentacles talks about mastery of money, so really being on the top of your game right now as far as you managing it rather than it managing you. And Six of Pentacles says there's a resource that's not worked for. So Virgo looking at, you know, there could be a gift, there could be a loan, a grant, a legacy, a finding, a winning, all of those things that are resources being given to you that you have not worked for. Okay. Let's see. But for you too, Virgo, there's just, you need to take a little break. And I've talked about therapy drives before. We have been actually talking about with my kids doing something like renting a cabin somewhere so we can just get the fuck away for a couple of days, even just an overnight, just for a break and a change. And I think that's what's coming up for you here too, Virgo, is just how can you give yourself a break? When I go out and take a drive, you know, with the music blaring, or when even just on the way home from, you know, where do I go? The store and home, the store and home, the, you know, the hospital and home. That's it. And so when I'm doing that, like I had a doctor's appointment today, which was at the hospital. That's why I was there. And instead of just, you know, driving home the normal way, taking a little backcountry road to look at the leaves. And, you know, I also think about my mother because driving her around and looking at leaves was, you know, her favorite thing to do. So, you know, I'm also processing that stuff as well. Anyway, how can you give yourself a break as self-care? Like a break that feels like a vacation. We used to do these things with my sister where, you know, we'd go out on their boat for an afternoon, and we called it vacation in a bucket, because it's like you can have like this full-on vacation experience, but just for a day, you know, just find a way to get it in there for yourself. All right, this is Sacred Union, vitality, fertility, sexuality, growth. Well, there's a break for you. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad to know. So yeah, vitality and this too, I know for me, when I get tense, I back up and I isolate, and that is trauma based. That is, you know, a trauma response from me. But others can do it too. When we're feeling hurt and we're feeling stressed, we put up our guard, you know? So this can talk about, Virgo, letting your guard down again and letting somebody in, letting somebody get under your guard and be vulnerable with them, to sort of regenerate your vitality. Sacred Union. The Great Right. Okay, who's next? I can't believe this time is going so damn fast, and I cannot wait for Discord where I can hear you talking. I can't wait. And in a week and a half, I have such a special surprise for you. A week from Monday. So I'll probably have to live stream that day. I have a surprise. I'm very excited. Okay, Sagittarius. Alrighty. Whoopsie, did somebody flip themselves around? Hold on. Yes, they did. 2. Moon, 6 of Swords. I'm going to take the next one, the Fool. They're telling me to look at this one too. All right. So the Moon and the Fool. So, okay, this, I forgot that I had taken this deck and I thought, you know, this is a deck that I can do what I've always wanted to do with mine, is just write down things that occur to me with a card. Just write all over them. I did it with this one, and what I wrote down there is WTF. So yeah, the Moon is a what the fuck card. The Moon comes up when you're feeling at a loss, and what it's saying is that the things at work are still at work on an underground subconscious level. They are not in your conscious awareness yet, but they are moving things. The energies are moving things. So it talks about mystery. It can talk about deception, self-deception, or just being unclear. And it could be self-deception because you're trying too hard to describe what you don't understand yet. Okay, so the Moon just says there's things going on that you don't understand yet internally. So again, time for meditation to really get in deep touch with yourself, to give your psyche that time and space to start coughing up the messages. Now, how do you get to those? Well, you can get to those using your cards. Duh. You know, you can get to that information by doing meditation and asking questions in that deep trance state, asking your guides, please, I'd like an answer to this question, and then letting it the fuck go until an answer arrives. So we're trying to move away from this confusion. Sagittarius is just going through intense confusion right now, and we're trying to move away from it. I'm gonna just keep going until I get through it, and that's a good tactic, Sagittarius. One foot in front of the other. But again, it's good to have a goal and not just moving away from. You need to know what you're moving to as well. And then the Fool says a fresh start, moving towards, okay, a whole fresh start, fresh new start. Let's see what we got here. Here, that 9, and look how it spun itself around. All right. So Sagittarius, it's saying that you need to spend some time on your own. 9 of Pentacles talks about abundance for yourself, with yourself. And so I think it's time for like a date with yourself, Sag, to enjoy the fruits of your labors for yourself. Do something nice for yourself there. Okay, Lancelot, chivalry, heroism, devotion, and romance. All right, let's see. Let's go to the book for the first time. This deck has the coolest little messages here. So here's what it says, Sag. Know that within the seeking you shall be tested and challenged. Remain wise always in your undertaking. Okay. The messages: support your vision and honor the truth of your heart equally between your sense of duty and your emotional passion in this current situation. All right, honor the truth of your heart. When you set your feet on the path to follow your heart's longing, you may find you need to make dramatic changes. Be true to yourself while allowing others to be true to who they are. So what this is telling me now is that you don't need to understand everything about a situation to know that it's time to move on. You don't need to know all the gory details of something in order to know that this is not what I want. I'm determined to go away from this. It's good enough to know that it doesn't feel good and that it's fucked up, and to decide that I'm going to move away from it. And the Fool, it's okay. So this is where sometimes you don't know how much stress you're under until you're out from under. So here's a situation that's just feeling not good. And once you get away from it, you're going to get this feeling of, Holy shit, how did I put up with that for so long? That's what I'm getting here. Lancelot talks about romance, so this could be relationship, heroism and devotion, but it's talking about being true to yourself. So here, saying that in order to be true to yourself, you need to say, this is, I'm not going to stick around to see how this plays out. I've seen enough. Okay. That's what I got there. Aries. What do we have left? Okay, we got 3 more left. Aries, Capricorn, and Leo, I think, are the ones left. All right, Aries. Our favorite Martians. You know, it's so funny when you shoot videos. Funny how the brain works. Because when, as you can tell, I don't do a lot of planning with my videos, especially my unboxings. I just let the deck lead me through and I talk. Oh, wait. But when I'm watching them in order to, you know, produce and edit and make sure I'm not being an asshole, or especially if I'm watching one that I shot like a while back and I don't remember and I'm watching it and my brain will come up with exactly the same thing that I say in that video and I will not know that it's coming and it's like, oh my God, you know, your brain is your brain. Okay. And it's going to work the same way. It's pretty interesting and kind of, you know, kind of a bummer to know that you're that predictable. But, okay. Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Aries, things are changing for you. That things are finally moving forward for you. Wheel of Fortune says it's time. You've finished a cycle. It's time to move into a new one now. Things are going through some organic change, and it's about damn time. All right. 5 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, talks about possibly really getting a grip on your resources again. Queen of Pentacles talks about your skills with money, that you are very much able to take what little you have and translate that into something more, make things grow. So you can rely on that, Aries. And 5 of Swords talks about feeling defeated or looking at something as a win-lose situation, which Aries is very prone to. You know, to Aries, everything, you know, Aries is the hammer and everything is a nail. So be aware of how you're looking at things. And if you're looking at something as a battle or a win-lose situation, maybe think about how can I turn that around, Wheel of Fortune, how can I turn that around and see it in a new light. And we've got 2 here. I'm just going to turn like this. Ariane Road, which I've actually got 3. Karma. Oh, God, she's beautiful. Life direction, fate, karma, autonomy. All right. So Wheel of Fortune says that your life is going in its direction. You're on your path. Karma, fate, autonomy. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is karma. So perhaps look at, you know, what is ripening in your life right now. In Buddhism, they talk about karma in terms of ripening, and I love that word. It just says that the wheel has turned and come back to a place where it is now bearing fruit, where there's now something that you need to deal with that's of a karmic nature. So looking at where you're kind of feeling defeated right now, and saying, all right, this is a karmic cycle that is coming to an end. Let's, you know, pay up here and let it go. And yeah, that's talking about the fate and the direction of your life and your autonomy. So, you know, when karma is playing out and you're going, boy, that sucked, be aware of why it sucked, what kicked it off, get the lesson, then the karma's paid. You don't got to do it anymore, right? Okay. Gosh, we had 3 flip out, but I'm not going to look at all of them. And next is Capricorn. So yes, I'm bringing up the rear, which I think I did last week too. I think Leo was last week too. Oh well. Okay, they want a riffle shuffle. All right. They're telling me no. All right, Capricorn, the Lover's card in the middle. So, soulmate type relationship, karmic relationship, Capricorn, this is something you have to deal with somebody else. Um, Time to level up this karmic relationship. So, there's again that word ripening, something ripening within a partnership here where it's time to move things up to the next level. Whether that is you're going to counseling together and learning more skills, or whether you've just been working on yourself and you've got more to bring, or whether you've just gotten to know each other to a certain point that things are evolving. It's time to level up with this relationship. Knight of Swords. Okay, Knight of Swords talks about some anger going on. So the leveling up has to do with how you express yourself to each other and learning how to express things in a way that does not cause harm. So there are rules to fair fighting. No name calling, no swearing. When things get heated and anger is happening, no name calling, no swearing, no digging up past things that have been resolved and throwing them at each other. When you resolve something, then you resolve it and let it go, and you don't use it as ammunition to throw at the other person every time you get pissed off about something. So that's a way to level up your skills. Let's see what this one came up. Chalice Well. Okay, Sanctuary, Creative Force, Mother Earth, Flow. Let's see here. I'm not feeling the partnership. Let's go to the book. Drink from the magical water of divination and be restored. You are ready to stand in your feminine, creative power. Use your inner well of wisdom to reflect and listen to your intuition. Learn from your emotions and move forward to greater self-awareness. Allow the goddess to nurture you and heal past wounds that have prevented you from moving forward. Now's the time to practice self-care and be nurtured. Okay, and look at this. Look at this nurturing, So yeah, allowing yourself, the nurturer, to be nurtured is what this is saying. So, and you might have to get a little aggressive at asking for that, at saying, here's what I need. That's what the Knight of Swords is saying. Maybe, or if you are a little aggressive when you're asking for what you need, maybe look at how you're doing that so that you can more easily get what you need without things getting fraught. At any rate, time to bring some more skill to the situation and level up there. Capricorn, I keep putting things backwards. I should have shuffled those so there were reverses. That's a new way to work with that deck. And then Leo at the end. Kitty's bringing up the rear. My eyes are so squinty tonight. There's so much pollen and so much stuff in the air. All right. These flipped, so I'm going to... Oh, fuck. You make it so difficult. Okay. This one wants my attention. All right. I want to see what... Okay. You know what? What the hell, Leo? You're the last one out of the chute. All right. Page of Cups in the center here talks about getting yourself calm, meditating, taking care of yourself emotionally, and doing it in a structured way. The Page of Cups isn't just about intuition, it's about practice, structured practice of meditation. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing on Discord is live streaming my morning puja. When I do my morning chant, why not live stream it? Give you guys the resources of what I do. You can join me or whatever, but, what the hell? But that practice, I've been doing this for 4 months now, every single day. I mean, not missing a day. And I don't know where I'd be without it. Knowing how things are, I don't know where I'd be without it. So, Leo, do it. Over here, we've got this tangle of defeat and energies flying at each other. Working, 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 not really getting someplace, not coordinated efforts. Over here, we've got the I don't have a choice, I'm trapped, and the blank card. So, Leo, there's a test of faith going on. And you need to pull your head out and stop telling yourself that you're trapped and that you don't have a choice, because you do. That's the blindfold, is not being willing to look at all the choices. And to all believers just says, and I mean, this goes for all of us. We are all in a test of faith right now. There's so many scary things going on. And the story you tell yourself about these things has everything to do with how you feel and how much you either feel empowered or feel like a victim. So, time to really be aware, to practice meditation, to start becoming more aware of what's in your mind, because the whole point here is we want to be powerful. We want to feel empowered to change things. And when you are taking care of your own psyche, you are able to generate magic. You're able to do magic. You're able to shift energies. You become a more powerful and potent person energetically. And what's energetically? Everything. Your entire life. It's all energy, right? This is all fucking energy, you guys. Every one of these things has its own frequency, and it's all part of this unified thing. The illusion is that everything is separate and distinct, including you and me. So, time to get busy. Time to quit bitching and start witching. I like that. I really like that. And just practice, just do it. Just jump in that river of magic and do what you know is possible. If you've practiced magic at all, if you've done spells, sorry, my back is getting, if you've done spell work and you've practiced magic, then you know it works. You know it works. So why aren't you doing it? For the sake of everything, for the sake of this planet. Generating, and it doesn't have to take very long. It can be 5 minutes. I am going to do a video about my morning practice so you guys can see the songs that I use and stuff. And my practice is set up to make it easy for me. It's music that is so beautiful and I love it so much. It's my green and white Tara practice that is my core practice, Tibetan Buddhist. And it's chant, so I'm using my voice and I'm singing, and it just puts me in the flow, and I don't have to sit there and feel like I'm, struggling to do this, or it's a hardship on me. It's a joy for me. It's a joy. And I know that it's having an effect. I know it is. It's changing me. And when you change yourself and you change your consciousness and you change your awareness, is that Mitchell? Hi, Mitchell. Come here. He didn't get his treat yet tonight. Okay, honey, I will get you your treat. Will you come up and say hi? Without putting my back out. Okay, here's Mitchell. Okay. My boo. And now I I short-circuited myself. At any rate, when you raise your consciousness, when you raise your awareness, when you calm yourself down, you become a more effective person. And so everything you do in the world becomes more effective. And you just, you're able to function in your own life. And that means that you're more able to add to the world what you are here to add to the world. Does that make sense? It's just logic. So there is absolutely no excuse for you not to be doing the magical work that you know you can do every single day. No excuse. Find one song. It's like that, the ritual videos that I've put up with She Who Hears the Cries of the World, and the Holy Mother, Hail Mother Full of Grace. prayer. If you haven't seen those, look under my rituals playlist. And there's a thing about prayer beads, and there are a couple things of just praying with those prayer beads. So, you know, there's one thing you can do, 20 minutes. I'm sure you can find one that's 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Just if it's a song that puts you in that place, and lets you generate positive energy. So these joy jolts that I'm getting, it's no accident. When I'm doing this kind of practice, I am tapping into something beyond the surface shit that's going on in our politics and stuff. We're tapping into something deeper. And that in that something deeper lives joy. Lives joy. Lives the ecstasy of the universe. It's not just joy, it's ecstasy. All right, let's take Leo's last card here. Taliesin. Poetry, creativity, storytelling. Leo, nobody tells them like you. So telling your own story and being able to help people, because that, Mitchell, what are you doing? Honey, I'll get you your treat in just a minute. Oh my goodness. So, all right, he's fucking with everything. I'm gonna have to go give him his treat. But anyway, that's for you, Leo. Hold on, let me give Mitchell his treat. I'll be right back. All right, come. I'll do it so you can see him. You want a treat? All right. The Mitchell. Okay. Anyway, I hope you got a lot out of that. That was the fastest hour and a half I think I've ever had here. I'm always glad when you guys are here. There's donate buttons, and did you watch the video today? The Tarot of the Hidden Realm? The gift from Annette at Sun to Shine Astrology. Check out her channel. And you can look forward to Patreon and stuff. I've got 3 tiers coming up available to you, and my Discord, my basic level of Patreon gives you access to my Discord where we can actually sit and talk to each other. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to connect on that level. If you haven't subscribed and you've been lurking and watching, please subscribe and go look through my videos. You know, I'm working on a lot more astrological content right now. And I'm also, you know, running through mud like the rest of us are. So I want to be like putting up all kinds of shit every single day. And there's only so much I can do. And I'm okay with that. And I hope you're okay with that. Let's ask Socrates a question on the way out. Okay. What would we like to ask him? What would we like to ask him? You know, I'm going there. Socrates, okay, I know what I'm going to ask. Will Joe Biden win the presidential election in a landslide?
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. I knew. And that's why I did the in a landslide. I'm not really ready to ask the plain old yes or no. But the feeling I've been getting, watching people lined up around the block on the first day of in-person voting yesterday, people are showing up in droves to vote. And I hope you're one of them. I will be going after these long lines settle down because I'm still too freaked out to be around people that close and for that length of time. Here where I live, it was like an hour's wait. Other places I've heard of lots longer waits. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another unboxing, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Take care, everybody. Oh, okay, Sheila, I just saw your answer to that, honey. I'm sorry. On Karma Radio with Laura Lynn. Yeah. Wow. Cool. So I'm connected to people near and far. That makes me so happy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please have a blessed evening and enjoy Halloween month, every minute of it. I can't wait to see you next time. Um, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm hoping too, Rose, is that strong voter turnout is going to is going to wash out all the other stuff. And I really am getting a sense of that. I'm starting to get really good feelings thinking around the election. So keep working, work on it every day, visualize the best possible outcome, visualize him being flattened so utterly that it doesn't matter if they take it to the Supreme Court, because you know he's gonna. But let's just keep generating the good vibes, you guys. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Lots of love to you. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow on another unboxing. It's me. Blessed be. Bye-bye.